Yogis, welcome to your Maya Align today. Feeling fluid. Rather than a peak posture today, we're working with the element of water and looking to feel into a peak sensation. And that is one of the element of water, the sensation and the fluidity through our body, with our body, in our body. Jala is what they refer to as water in Sanskrit. And Jala is that water element, but it also has the power, the strength, and the collective energy of cohesion. When you think about adding water to a jar of sand, without that water, the sand would simply break into particles and dissipate when tipped, when attempted to be held. And that water is that cohesive element that holds the sand together, holds the particles together, and it's what holds us together. So today, as we work our way around the mat and through our postures, as we look to align, we're not looking to stagnate as such or sit in any one particular posture. We're going to be finding ourselves working ever so calmly, slowly and soothingly through a simple and slow flow, filling into the element of Jala or water. We're going to begin in a Sakasana, an easy crossed leg, in the center of your mat or the top of your mat, and allow there already to be an invitation of fluidity by releasing any cross of the ankles or feet and creating space for the legs to fold open. We're going to come to a Jala Mudra, which when we work with our 5 elements and our fingers each represent one of these elements. It's our pinky finger that is our Jala, our water element. So today we're going to be connecting that to our Agni, our thumb, to ignite that water element within us. Your palms remain open, and the 3 remaining fingers beyond that connection of the tip of the pinky finger to the thumb, those remaining 3 fingers pour open as if water was trickling through them, beyond them. You can relax the backs of the hands over the knees and send those 3 fingers forward. And with that connection of pinky to thumb, we settle into stillness for just a moment to connect to our breath. Yogis, I invite you to close down the eyes and take your first conscious inhalation, drawing the breath deeply through the nose and sending it down to the depths of your belly. And as you release the breath and exhale, feel the softening of the shoulders away from the ears and already begin to feel into some movement. As we inhale, we're going to be rippling the body forwards and opening the chest. Feeling the lift, feeling the rise. As you exhale, we're slowly going to be opening through the back body, drawing the chin gently down to chest and feeling into some compression through the front body, assisting us to release the breath. Tilting forwards on the pelvis, inhale and scooping. And as you exhale, chin to chest, releasing down. Think gentle cat-cow, think a gentle rock from the forwards to the backwards energies of your front body, your back body. And as you continue with this breath, we continue with that rocking sensation, filling into the cohesion of our breath and our body, our movement, finding motion. And let's take 2 more breaths in this direction. Increasing that drawing, scooping nature of the chin, the gaze internally, And as you draw this time through center and find the spine in alignment, we're going to take that side to side, opening through the side body, scooping maybe to open through the right side of ribs and hanging the left ear down to the shoulder. And begin rocking side to side now as you inhale to the left side body to open, hanging the ear and hanging the head heavy to the right. And that gentle rock and roll. Maybe you draw into an inhale through one side and an exhale through the other. And as you feel into this rock and roll and open, sink it in with your breath as you feel into that fluid-like motion of the breath of your body as it expands and contracts, as it releases, as it shortens and lengthens. That ebb and flow of that watery element as it rocks and rolls along your shoreline, your edges, scooping the sides. And yogis, we've explored side body, front body, back body. I invite you now to take your breath and maybe find some figure eights, some circles, maybe sending this breath into some Sufi grinds in one direction and then the other, with no set restricted path as such. You feel into the core of your body, knowing that that watery element is going to flow through the path of least resistance, and allow it to do so as you continue with your circles, your cycles, exploring your edges and sending your movement through a beautiful, big, deep range, allowing for that flow to reach your neck, your pelvis, your low back, your rib cage, inviting the shoulders, the elbows. Take one more breath in any direction. Release the exhale and then find the spine in stillness. As you close down the eyes and find stillness through the outer layer of your body, your Annamaya Kosha, can you sense that element still flowing freely through you? And maybe you feel a subtle sensation of a bit of seasickness here. That rocking motion still taking place. Your sea legs within your spine, feeling the tingling, feeling alive and awakened. Finding one final moment in stillness as I read you our open quote for today. The seal of mental clarity is our fluid-like water, our element. And our quote is a Buddhist quote, and it is, the mind is like water. When it's turbulent, it is difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear. Yogis gently blink open the eyes, releasing that Jala Mudra. Open and extend the fingertips and draw the backs of the hands from your knees and take an inward circle of the fingertips, opening and extending, palms out and reaching forwards. We open through the back body. Drawing the backs of the hands and the fingertips back towards the chest. Open the palms. Continuing 3 more times just like that as you scoop through the midsection. Open the back, rounding in chin to chest. And draw the chest open, the palms forward, ready to receive. Twice more. Yogis, one final time through this simple little fluid flow as you open and expand the back body. And this time we pull the palms open and sweep behind us, opening through the chest. And finding a figure 8 motion as you sink this together, opening the palms, sweep to the back body. Take a beautiful big cycle overhead as you draw forwards, backs of the hands together, fingertips draw towards the chest. We open the palms to the sky, sweep to the back of the room, reaching overhead, backs of hands together as you rotate. Once more, sweeping back of the room. Beautiful big cycle overhead, backs of the hands together, and palms open and settle on the tops of the knees. Yogis, we're going to begin to move now and take the palms to the mat and draw the big toes together and pour your body forwards, finding your first Halasana, your first forward fold as you sink down, inviting the chest to the mat. Maybe the chin to the mat. Stay just one breath. Take a walk up the mat and we'll draw the knees together. If you have socks on or a jumper on, now's the time to remove those as we're going to find ourselves standing at the top of the mat. And once you've released your jumper, plant the hands to the mat, tuck the toes, and slowly send your body back via a Balasana through a down dog. Settle into the heels. I'm going to find a little pulsing sensation as you draw the heels to the sky and then settle them back to the mat. Sinking in this movement with your breath, we inhale to rise and exhale to sink. Each time you do so, feel that ripple in the energy draw, not just to elevate the heels, but to elevate the hips. And sinking in a little more deeply and drawing as you draw the heels back towards the mat and draw the belly and the heart back a little closer into the thighs. On the inhale, we're going to send that ripple a little further forwards each round. As you draw the weight to draw over the shoulders ever so slowly, take your time with this rock and roll. We'll find our way through. And 3 more little pivots of this rock and roll, eventually finding your shoulders stacking over the wrists. And twice more. I'll take a pause with the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Drop the knees to the mat. Toes stay tucked and we send the hips back into that Balasana. And forehead meets the mat for just a moment. And as you ripple to open through the back body, we draw through tabletop position. Scoop the chin low, sink the belly low, and feeling into the elbows drawing to the back of the room, feeling into what will feel like an 8-point plank as you draw through the center, but it's just a simple scoop to open through the hip flexors, finding yourself in your first Cobra. Take a rock and a roll now, left side body, right side body. And feeling that sway and that figure 8 through the shoulders, the low back. And distributing the weight of your body from left side wrist to right side wrist to feel into some strength through the upper body now. We settle into stillness and put that together. Hips back towards the heels. Your Balasana, forehead meets the mat. Rebounding out, ripple to rise. Drawing through tabletop. Chin scoops, elbows draw to the back of the room. Scoop through, staying nice and low now. And feeling into your Cobra. Now Cobra sends us back into Balasana. Hips back to the heels, and this time pressing into the hands, pressing into the toes, and take it back into your down dog. And that ripple of energy from the heels, through the body, through the spine. We draw through our full complete plank now. Take a breath. And drop the knees, bend the elbows, and take it back via your Balasana. Rippling once more through tabletop. Send the chin low, the belly low, elbows to the back of the room. Scoop through and find your Cobra. Your Cobra continues with the energy, sending it back to your Balasana. Hips to heels, press into the hands and take hips to the sky for your down dog. Twice more, yogis, heels high, hips high. Ripple through from down dog, full plank pose. Drop the knees, bend the elbows back, hips back to the heels, your balasana. Ripple again, feeling the wave run through the body via tabletop. Once you find your shoulders over the wrists, we bend through the elbows, scooping the chin low. Feel through that knees, chest, chin type shape. As you find your Cobra, Cobra sends you all the way back to your balasana. As you press into the hands and feet, we take it into down dog. One more full ripple, heels rise, hips rise. Take it through plank. Drop the knees. We find that ebb as we draw back into your balasana. Flow drawing forwards, tabletop. Scoop through low. Draw the chest forwards to rise, your Cobra. Cobra takes us via an ebb back to our balasana, and then hips to rise for the flow. Sink back on an ebb into that down dog and settle into stillness, one breath. Let's slowly take a walk, finding ourselves progressing up the mat one step at a time. Settling the feet shoulder width apart, spread the toes nice and wide. Nice soft bend through the knees. You'll take your hands up the shins and draw into a halfway lift. We're looking for this halfway lift to create an extension for your spine, so the longest spine possible here. So to do so, we tilt the pelvis, sending the sit bones towards the back of the room, lengthening the crown and gazing directly below your line of sight, below your eyes to the mat. Take a breath. And then exhale, deep bend in the knees, drawing into a squat as you round out through the back body. And unravel this time all the way to rise, staying a nice tight ball. Take a roll of the shoulders and open the palms, finding your Tadasana. Yogis, that beautiful arm flow that we found on the mat earlier, we're going to take that into a full body flow now from the top of your mat. So with that stable foundation through the feet, from our Tadasana, we're going to be raising the palms forward. So rather than elbows to bend, we take a full extension forwards, ready to receive the power of this element of water. We're going to scoop behind us, deep bend in the knees, sweeping our side body, opening the chest. Take the arms to a circle behind you and open your wings. As you cycle overhead, the backs of the hands come forward and you'll round out through the back body, round out through the entire spine. As you draw inwards, turn the palms in, draw the spine nice and high and open the palms to receive once more. We'll take that twice more. Exhale, sink super low, rippling the spine, head heavy. Hands to the backs of the room, draw to rise. Backs of the hands come together. Scooping through, rounding out the body. Drawing the palms open once more. Exhale, ripple the body through, midline. Take the hands back of the room, draw overhead to rise. Backs of the hands come together as you round out through the spine once more. Scooping through the chest, palms open, and we settle into a Tadasana. Ah, so beautiful. Super gentle, slow warm up. And from here, we're going to take that same energy into our postures. And from your top of your mat, we're going to be taking that arm flow and then leading our movement today with our right leg to begin. Palms are open from your Tadasana. Take an inhale and sweep, picking up from where we left off. Deep bend in the knees, rippling through the spine, pouring forwards. Send the hands to the back of the room, ripple the spine, draw to rise. Backs of the hands come through center. We curl back in and down, scooping through the chest. Backs of the hands come together. And this time as you sweep back through, you're going to be collecting that right foot and sending it to the back of the mat. Our hands continue, but this time as we sweep to the back of the room, we elongate the spine from our lunge and taking the hands overhead and drawing the backs of the hands together to reach to the front of the room, sink into a long angled line. We draw through the midsection and draw the palms open. Right palm only now sweeping towards the back of the room. You're going to rotate on that back heel and sink into a warrior two. Your left palm is open, your right palm is down. Inhale and sweep the left arm overhead. As you do, you're finding length through the front leg and sending the right arm down the right leg. And drawing a beautiful big long line through that left side. We're going to exhale. And drawing back through our warrior two. Left palm is still up, right palm is still down. And that left elbow is going to meet your left knee. Filling into a Pasvavakasa, your left elbow to left knee and right arm sweeps overhead side angle. Rotate that right palm down towards the sky. Long line of energy through that entire right side. We're going to square off the shoulders and scoop nice and low now with that right hand. Once more, finding length through that front leg. As you do so, you want to take a bend into the right leg, finding the toes of that left foot elevated, and your left arm now continuing, taking us through a beautiful big circle, reaching a ball of energy in the center of your hands, all the way overhead. Drawing the body towards the front of the room. We're going to come back via center and rotate on that heel so that both feet are facing side mat. And this time as you sweep via the back of the room, you're going to find yourself in center. For our flying warrior, open and extend the fingertips. Take the hands nice and wide. As you exhale and sweep through, taking a cross of the hands, straightening out the legs and hang the head nice and heavy. Reverse, deep bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep to rise. Heels turn in now, and we sink down into a goddess. Finding that fluidity in the hips as you rock side to side. Release the hands and take both hands onto the knees. Let's find the hips nice and low and find a figure 8 with your goddess. As you take your little cycles here, rotating through the knees, the hips, allow the pelvis to fall in, the knee to fall in, and then scoop it and sweep it out. And maybe you use your hands to assist and invite the shoulders into play. Nice and fluid now, not just through the hips and the shoulders, but allow the spine. Maybe you take the head with you too. We're going to take this a little further, and as you draw through to the right side, we're going to take that left shoulder all the way through to the right side, scooping it nice and low. Right shoulder through to the left, alternating side to side. Sinking in nice and deep through the legs, feeling into a release through the hamstrings and a Skandasana type shape. Let's take it once more, both sides. Legs should be feeling nice and warm now. And drawing back to center. Feel stable in your legs. Find yourself centered. Releasing out of the hands, take them to the sky via your flying warrior. And that ball of energy now drawing towards the front of the room. As you square off the shoulders, we're going to take that left heel back towards the front of the room. Sweeping and allow the hands to meet the mat as you rotate on that back foot. And step all the way in top of the mat once more. Let's unravel the spine. As you draw to rise and take a roll of the shoulders, and your palms will open. And we settle into Tadasana. Taking a moment to check in here and noticing if you're able to experience those same sensations when we came to stillness from our Sufi grinds in our seat. Our Tadasana now. I'm going to drop to the other side so I can stay watching. We'll take that to the left side. Yogis gently blink open the eyes. Let's sweep the palms. Inhale, draw forwards. So it's that external rotation on the shoulders as you open through the chest. Sink the hips nice and low, rippling the spine. Pour forwards, hang the head. As you inhale, sweep the back of the room, drawing a rise. As you take the arms overhead, the backs of the hands draw together. Exhale, rounding out. Scooping through the belly, the heart, as you draw to rise. And this time we collect the left as we draw back. So palms are open to the earth. The left leg steps back into that lunge. Continue towards the back of the room. And as you inhale, it elongates the spine and draws you nice and high. And backs of the hands come together as you reach forwards in your beautiful big side angle. And this time that left hand continues. And as you send that left hand towards the back of the room, we rotate on that left heel now. So beautiful. And draw into your warrior two now. Right knees in a nice big deep bend. Long line through that left side. Settle in, long spine. Draw that right knee to open. Your right palm flips open. Left palm is down. A long line of energy through that right leg now. As you allow your left arm to sweep down the length of the left leg. Sending the right arm overhead. Beautiful big long line of energy through that entire right side. As you exhale, draw back in deep bend front leg. And your right elbow meets your right knee. Left hand sweeps overhead. Side angle stretch. And finding an elongation through that left side. We're going to exhale and rotate the shoulders and the hips forwards to square them off to the mat. Your left arm draws along the length of the mat. And we're going to collect this right as we sweep towards the back of the room. Fingertips together as if holding a ball of water, a body of water to sweep overhead. We're taking two beautiful big circles here. As you drop back down, deep bend to the front of the room. Skandasana type shape as you sweep towards the back of the room. And this time draw all the way overhead. I'm feeling into that flying warrior. Release the backs of the hands. Exhale, sweep, pouring the rib cage forwards. Tilting at the pelvis. We take a cross of the arms, hang the head. Inhale. Release that cross and sweep to rise. Arms extend overhead. We draw the heels in and sink down into our goddess. Back to those figure eights once more. Now your arms can stay elevated this time or draw them down, hands to rest. Depends how much fire you want to bring to your water element today. Finding those figure eight circles, those cycles, maybe a sweeping action with the arms overhead too. Yogis, wherever you are, settle into your goddess for just a moment. And that sweeping action with the shoulders, we're going to come back to that just a couple of times. We were progressively working towards that Skandasana. So this time as you sink, take the left toes to the sky and we draw all the way down through that left shoulder. You're going to stay nice and low as you plant the left foot and draw into the right toes. Your circles, your cycles. Just once more, both sides. As you draw back to center, hands on the mat, toes turn in, heels turn out. Taking a sweep of the hands once more and grip onto the backs of your shoulders. Hanging the head, releasing through the cervical spine, feel into some fluidity here. As you shake out the head, yes and no. Releasing the grip on the backs of the shoulders, we unravel the spine and draw back to rise overhead, your flying warrior. Left foot rotates, sink back down in via your warrior two. Right hand drops, left hand drops. We frame that left foot and step it in. Feet shoulder width apart, unravel the spine. Take a roll of the shoulders and come back to stillness. Palms rotate open and we find the stillness of our water. And we find ourselves calm and coming back to the breath. Deep inhale. Finding that cohesion once more. The mind is like water. And when it's turbulent, it's difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear. Yogis, water is our fourth element, and so to honor that, we're taking that simple alignment-based flow 4 times total. 1 down, flowing through with me ever so slowly 3 more times from your Tadasana. Now we're going to stay with that fluid sensation and we won't pause in between with these rounds. So if you haven't taken your jumper off yet, do so now. Feet shoulder width apart. Let's take a roll of the shoulders together. Palms open, sweep to halfway. Exhale, deep bend in the knees, trickle the spine. Sweep to the back of the room, ripple to rise. Hands over the head, backs of the hands draw together. Deep bend in the knees, draw through the midline. Scoop your chest, your heart. Draw to rise, palms open. Collect the right, slowly stepping back. Find your lunge as you sweep to the back of the room. Chest opens, collarbones open. Backs of the hands draw together as you take your reach towards the front of the room. Scoop through the belly, the heart, and open palms to the sky. Right hand draws to the back of the room only. You rotate and find warrior two. Sink in on the exhale. Left palm sweeps the sky. Right sweeps down the length of the leg and you find a long line of energy through the front leg. And as you exhale, we pull the body forwards. Deep bend front leg. Find elbow to knee as you sweep the hand overhead. Palm rotates down. Continue squaring off the shoulders and the hips. Sweep through beside you, collecting that left hand. Releasing the left toes. Draw to the back of the room. Long line of energy. Energy between the hands as you take it overhead. Rotating on the left heel, we draw forwards once more, sinking low. One more beautiful big sweep cycle overhead and we meet in flying warrior. Exhale, toes are out, heels are in. Release your wings, deep bend in the knees. You take a ripple, hands to meet the shoulders, find length in the legs, hang the head. Deep bend in the knees. Release the grip on the backs of the shoulders. We draw to rise, flying warrior. Exhale, we'll take that figure 8 action, just one full cycle as you sweep down, releasing your wings, maybe hands to the knees, or maybe they continue all the way through and reach overhead for this full cycle. As you find yourself dropping back into your warrior two, left lunge nice and deep, so beautiful. spiraling down, hands to frame left foot. Rotate on the back and draw all the way back, top of the mat. Unravel the spine. Roll the shoulders, palms open. Second cycle on the left, inhale. Exhale, deep bend through the knees. Aligning yourself today with that element of water as you sweep to the back of the room. Take a beautiful big sweep overhead, deep bend through the knees. Scooping through your chest, your heart. As you open the palms and collect the left. Setting that left foot to the back of the mat. Feel into your alignment in your lunge for just a moment. And then draw to rise your Anjaneyasana, hands overhead. And as you exhale and sink down in to your lunge, left hand continues. And we find our warrior two. Right palm opens, long line through that front leg as you sweep the left arm down the length of the left leg. Extending the reach overhead, drawing the gaze to the sky. Exhale, deep bend front leg. Right elbow, right knee. Left arm extends now, long side angle. And as the palm draws forwards, we square off the shoulders. Sweeping and finding the left hand, collecting the right as you find your two big circles overhead. And playing with that alignment of the body as you rotate the hips, you rotate the feet. Sinking low, sweeping once more beyond the back of the room. And find your flying warrior. Heels in, toes out. Exhale, pour the body down. Sweeping and taking heels out, toes in, and finding a grip on the shoulders. Exhale, we release. Coming back, flying warrior. Heels in, toes out. Continuing with that sweep as you cycle the hands through to find a cross. Figure eight here with the hips. Hands back overhead. Inhale, flying warrior. Left heel draws in, right toes draw forwards as you sink back into your warrior two. Spiral that windmill overhead. Squaring off your lunge. Step the left in. Unravel the spine to rise. Yogis, 2 full rounds down, 2 to go. Roll the shoulders. Sweep. Exhale, sink it low. Sweep to the back of the room. Feeling your spinal alignment, feeling the watery element as you make your way through your postures today. Sinking down deep, rotating and rippling through the midline. As you open your palms, spine to the sky, collect the right. Send it to the back of the room. And chest high. As you find your lunge, and draw forwards, long line. Backs of the hands together, we scoop. That right arm continues. As you find your warrior two. Left palm sweeps. Long line through the left side. Exhale, deep bend, right side. Take your breath and then pour the body forwards. Deep bend front leg, elbow to rest. Extending overhead. Square off the shoulders, the hips. Collect the left hand. Rotate on that front heel as you sweep back of the room. Slowly finding your alignment through center. Overhead, we reach to the front of the room. Staying super low. Inhale, rise. Meet in flying warrior. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Flying warrior, pause you through, feeling into a grip on the shoulders for a moment. Long line of energy through the legs, and then draw a deep bend once more. As you draw heels in, toes out, we sink in to our goddess squat. Exhale, sweep the hands. Continue through center as you feel into your figure eight. And find your warrior two. Windmilling the hands. Framing the left, rotate on the back. Step it in. Unravel the spine to rise. Take a roll of the shoulders. Third time on the left as you sweep. Palms open. Exhale, deep bend. Trickle through. Hands back of the room. Unravel to rise. A long line of energy, maybe gazing the sky. Deep bend in the knees. Pour through midline. Backs of the hands. Scoop the heart. And we'll collect the left, sending it all the way into your lunge. Nice and strong, nice and stable. Exhale your angle. Left palm continues as you sweep it all the way overhead. Sink into your warrior two. Right palm flips. Sweep it overhead, long line, front leg. And that ebb and flow as you exhale, coming back to the flow. Elbow meets. Left arm continues overhead, rotating through. Midline and sweeping to the back. Collect the right hand. Staying with this beautiful, slow alignment and cohesion with your breath. Second circle as you sweep overhead. We find our flying warrior. Deep bend in the knees, heels turn out, we sweep. Release and rise. Continuing on, taking that cross to sink back into your goddess, your figure eight. Exhale, warrior two. Windmilling, hands to frame the right. Rotate on that back foot. Step it all the way in. Yogis, 3 full rounds complete. This is your final round, and then we drop the tempo. Palms forwards. And let's close out strong with this 4th and final round as you feel no pressure, no need to increase the pace. The point is not the individual postures in this beautiful alignment work today. Scooping through and feeling the backs of the hands maybe connect as you draw forwards and feel the palms open as we rise. Collecting the right for the last time as you set your lunge to the back of the room. Open the chest, open the heart, take it overhead. Backs of the hands draw together. Left palm is open, right hand sweeps low. Your warrior two, we sink. Left hand sweeps. Your Trikonasana, back of the room. Exhale. Deep bend front leg. Sweeping the right overhead, square it off, continuing with that fluid flow as you rotate through the back foot, sweep it low, collect the left. Back of the room, overhead. Rotate the shoulders, front of the room for the reach. Let's send it beyond the back of the room, overhead, meeting and flying. Turn the palms out, the toes out, ripple the spine. Take your sweep, meet the shoulders, release. Take it to the sky. Continuing as your toes turn out, heels turn in, your goddess, your figure eight. Flying warrior takes you to your final warrior two. Windmill the hands, square off the back foot and step it in. Final time on the left, unravel the spine. Roll the shoulders, palms open. Take your sweep halfway. Exhale, pour down, melt down through the chest, the body, the spine. Hands sweep back of the room. Let's inhale, draw to rise, long spine. Backs of the hands come together as you melt through that midline, sweeping the heart. Unravel, palms open, collecting that left foot. Setting you up in your lunge, we open the chest. Extending overhead, backs of the hands come together for the reach. Draw through that midline, feel the ebb and the flow. Palms are open, left continues, and send it overhead. Sinking into your warrior two, we sweep. And triangle pose, long line, front leg. Exhale. Front elbow, front knee, send the backhand overhead. Continue with the fluidity as you draw shoulders to square, hips to square. Collect the right hand as we find our beautiful big sweeps overhead. Front of the room, sink the hips. Sweep it back of the room and find flying. Exhale, melt the chest, the heart, the spine. Connect to shoulders. Deep bend in the knees. Release and draw to rise. You're flying warrior to goddess as you draw through center. Figure eights. Spread your wings. Flying warrior takes you back into your final warrior this side. Windmill the hands. Step it all the way top of the mat. Unravel the spine. Take a roll of the shoulders. And palms open. Settle into your Tadasana. Top of the mat. Your 4 rounds complete. Feeling into that beautiful, powerful element of Jala. And yogis, with your body still in stillness, we're going to find our way down to the mat. Opening the palms, sweep them to halfway. And this time as you ripple the spine and pour the body down, we're going to rotate the palms and feel our shins with our spine in that halfway lift once more. Exhale, draw hands to the mat, deep bend in the knees and take it all the way down to rock into a little squat. Hands continue, palms peel open once more. As you sink the hips into the mat and find your seat, we're going to take it all the way to the back body, hands to the knees. As you find the spine connect, you're going to extend the toes overhead. Hand runs the lengths of the backs of the legs and slowly find your Halasana. We often take our Halasana, our Plough pose, with momentum. We're going to take it 3 times more, finding our 4 rounds total in Halasana. But I want you to take it with that same beautiful, slow, soothing element of water as you just took. We're going to draw today, though, to cross the legs, and you can use your hands on the backs of the hamstrings to draw to rise. Inhale, reset the spine from your Sakasana. And as you exhale, we're going to round out through the back body, draw the knees together, and maybe you assist with the hands on the hamstrings as you release the spine. Extend the legs, run your hands the lengths of the backs of the legs, assisting to find your second Halasana. Staying with the fluidity of your breath now, we take that just twice more. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Inhale to elongate the spine. Exhale, round out through the back. Sink into the mat. Draw the knees in, rock into the back body. Inhale as the head meets the mat. Extend the legs. Exhale your Halasana. 4th and final round. Unraveling the spine. Cross the feet, draw to rise. Exhale, allow your inhale to elongate the spine. And this time as you exhale and round out through the spine, we're staying nice and low. Take your fourth and final Halasana with control. Feet overhead. Release the hands from the legs and find the backs of the hands connecting to the mat. And with the same amount of control, we unravel the spine, finding the entire back body connected to the mat. Find the legs nice and long. Release the breath. And yogis with the legs extended, and the arms extended. And we find ourselves in our Savasana. And then if you have the benefit of time, please hit pause and stay, honoring this space for as long as possible. And otherwise, we find some movement in the fingers and the toes. And slide the feet back in. And drawing the knees into your chest, sweep your hands overhead and find yourself in a beautiful tight ball. Forehead towards the knees. Inhale, release the spine. And we'll slowly take a roll to side body. And pressing into the mat, we draw to rise. And finding yourself back in your Sakasana, beginning where we began. Coming back to your Jala Mudra, pinky finger connected to the thumb. And those three remaining fingers paw open, extend the arms, take a deep breath, elongating the spine. Open the mouth now and sigh it out. Releasing your Jala Mudra and find the hands in prayer at heart center. And yogis, our element of water is soft but strong. It is fluid and it is cohesive. It connects each of our particles like sand to create the beings that we know ourselves to be. And closing out with our quote once more. The mind is like water, and when it's turbulent, it's difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear. Yogis, thank you so much for sharing your fluid element of water and the clarity with me today. Namaste.